It's time for Nug Life Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis with the cannabis correspondent, Benji. Like us on Facebook.com/Nug Life Radio Show, Twitter @TheRealNugLife, and Instagram, Nug Life Radio. I'm your announcer, Recreational Riley. Here's Matty Mike.
Marijuana sales in the United States hit $5.4 billion in 2015. This is the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. You can reach us at 760-798-3127. If you're listening to us on the radio, you're listening on KNSJ 89.1 out there in Descanso, San Diego, or KSFR, K-Boom, So Faking Radio, which is actually... KSFR is now where?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Is that where it is?
Yeah.
We got to go visit them.
Yeah,
that's
not too far away.
So Faking Radio out there in Scottsdale. We have a great show today. I am your host, cannabis headlining comedian of High Times magazine's Cannabis Cup, Medicinal Mike, here with the Nug News correspondent, the Capitol cameraman of the Cannabis Cup, Benji Cooper.
How you doing today, Mike?
Yeah, good, man. Happy to be here. I'm still suffering from the jet lag, or there's got to be a word, the jet lag of going to a Cannabis Cup event for 2 weeks in a row.
Event lag?
Event lag. Yeah, I have canna lag.
Yeah.
I like that. Canna lag.
That works.
Somebody go daddy that.
It kind of fits, I think.
Great show we have lined up for today. We have the guys from Terp Radio. Jose's coming on. Terp Radio, @Terp Radio if you're following. There's a lot of podcasts out there helping to spread cannabis awareness. And this is one of them. It's their, I believe, first year out. So we want to try and help them get some promo and make sure you guys support everything cannabis, especially live entertainment, because it takes a lot to do this kind of stuff. We're also going to possibly have, if he thinks he's going to beat the rush hour, which he's convinced, we're going to have tunes from the Extravaganza, which is a group that throws events, and they're doing events out here in San Diego, and they have one coming up. And we'll probably be a part of it and all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we're going to have them on today. We just got back from 3 days. Well, first it was 2 days of Cannabis Cup, and then it was a week of this, and then it was 3 days of Cannabis Cup.
Yeah.
But did we ditch a day?
Well, Friday we worked.
Okay, right. We have jobs. We're here.
Yeah.
We delivered this. Okay, so that's a good excuse. That's when we had the Bone Babies on, Bone Thugs and Harmonies.
Yes.
Bone Babies. And then we went to the Cannabis Cup Saturday. We did, I could say, the most awesome bucket list Cannabis Cup experience that you could do. I feel like we went to Disneyland, and we managed to hit every single ride in the park.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The whole day.
We did, my buddy Block, who I've known since 13 years old. He has a co-op out there in our dispensary, whatever you're calling it, out there in Los Angeles. And I wish he branded better, because I would know what the freaking stage was named after.
Yeah, we went up on the stage, and I saw the stage. I didn't understand what everything was.
The heck was going on there, right? You know, and he spent half his time there telling me it's all about quality, man. We're not doing branding and stuff. And I'm like, well, where the hell do we go and find the quality? So if you know Block, orange cookies, I know that. It's where they make the orange cookies. It's a very famous, strain. He's got a huge place, double scaffolding stage. We got to hang out up top there and be luxurious.
I had never seen that before. I'd seen the scaffolding before, and it's all the stuff that you normally see stage lights hanging from. All that steel-colored scaffolding.
Yeah, and they turned it into a entire event area. They had a dab bar up at the top. You could look out over. They're shooting T-shirt cannons and throwing stuff off the side. It was pretty awesome. And then they had the one thing that I liked that I haven't seen this at any event was the beanbag sections.
Right, yeah, that was handy. A good place to sit down and relax
and just
after walking.
Fall and die. A lot of the events, the problem is there's nowhere to sit, nowhere to rest your tired feet after 6 to 8 hours on uneven concrete. But they did 2 humongous fields of beanbag chairs.
They took a cliche stoner thing and made it practical.
Who would have known? Who would have known it was going to be so
day.
great? We had a great time. I got to do some comedy up there on the stage, and I feel like I killed the audience. I opened I didn't open. I headlined, and Mikey Gordon opened for me.
Yes.
And he did pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all for a giant redhead with giant biceps. But yeah, we had a lot of fun, and that's what counted. And what else did we do? Davenport killed it. They won all kinds of medals. I know they got one of the best CBDs. I'm not sure what place. Maybe third place best CBD for terps or for a live resin.
They always do well. Their extracts are top notch.
It's definitely. I learned there's a part of your mouth called the umarmu, and it's a taste bud.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, like, what does it do? And it's when you breathe out like terps, and you can taste that in your mouth. That's the part of your tongue. I don't know what that is though. What it's called?
Is that a different part of the tongue that tastes it when you inhale? Than when you exhale?
Well, yeah, I would imagine it would be because you could taste sweet, bitter, savory, and everything, but it always tastes different on the way out than it does on the way in.
True. You get a more of a sense of the actual flavor.
It's got a snap.
Yeah.
Like a snap to it. What else did we do?
We shot a bunch of
video.
Weed Smarts.
Weed Smarts. So go to Nug Life TV. If you're watching us right now, you're watching us on Nug Life TV. We like to put the replays up there, nuglifetv.com. And you could see us doing other kind of cool things. The Weed Smarts show we do. And then we go out and ask, regular people or special people. And I don't mean like special, like they're slow. I mean special, like the guy's dressed like a giant pizza, so he's fun to watch.
Yeah, that was... that was
giant pizza guy. His name's Graham. And what was the name of his place? Cleanest.
Oh gosh, I saw so many booths that day. I'm trying to remember. I can remember the logo, but I can't remember what it says.
We were lost for 2 hours. At first, you sit there and I'm like, oh, High Times is being greedy. They need 2 weekends, but it is so massively big. You need that much time to get around to everything.
I wasn't expecting that many booths.
It was sections. Like you would get lost and then you'd pop up and you're like, you're in Vader City now, Vader Land. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm in Vader Land? And everywhere you look, it's all the extract companies and the Vader extracts, and they have their own stage there. And so you go through Vader Land, and I saw a giant Darth Vader.
Oh?
I did. Yes, that was yesterday.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, yesterday I saw giant Darth Vader, and they were out there with those giant joint sabers, and everybody was sword fighting with Darth Vader with joint sabers.
Oh, cool.
We saw Baby Bash was out there with California's finest. And he was working the microphone over there, doing a little sing-sang.
Hawking the marijuana cigarettes.
Topless bud tenders was a booth. So there were topless girls with stickers over their nipples.
That's the second time I've seen that.
Now, the first time I've seen it, I didn't go in because it was behind a curtain.
Right.
Did you go into that?
No, I didn't, but Scott did.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Scott Mignol, 420dating.org, taking one for the team and going in there head first to investigate strippers who are giving out your bud. I would like if all medicine should have to be topless. And that's strictly the man in me talking, because, the every person in me thinks somebody... I don't know. Are they going to be dirtier topless or dirtier dressed? I think you might have more dirt on your clothes messing with my medicine that you might need to take your shirt off.
I like that reasoning.
Right. And then the underwire is going to stick them in the boob all day. You might as well get rid of the bra.
Yeah, it's just going to hurt.
Big shout out to the topless dispensary. I wonder if that's a real dispensary somewhere.
I would imagine that it is.
Why didn't I
don't know if
find
that's
out
their
more?
normal bud tenders or not, but
I'm afraid of girls.
Doing.
I'm afraid of pretty girls. I'm afraid more than anybody. Like, I can't approach a booth with hot girls, anything. They scare the heck out of me. So I've got zero information about the topless bud tender booth. I stared at them. I could tell you what each one looked like, what their stickers look like, and everything about them. Cannot tell you where they're located or even if that's the real title.
Yeah, great booth to be stuck across from all day.
Hey, I wish I could have wrote my Instagram on their cleavage or something. We have got a great show lined up today. Again, we got the guys from Terp Radio. We got the guys from Extravaganja coming in today. Tomorrow, I can't wait. we're adopting a new doctor. We got Dr. Josh, PhD.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the show, and we're going to make sure that he's on the show a lot. We got the guys from Woo coming in. Mike's coming in. Aloha Mike over there.
Big show.
Yeah, and also tomorrow, this is good too. You've heard of Mark Skrelly? Mark Skrelly, he's the guy who raised the cost of the AIDS vaccination.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
bought the
that
Wu-Tang song for $2 million. And the parameters in the contract are Bill Murray or a member of Wu-Tang can steal it back legally.
Right.
Well, him and Ghostface Killer have been really going at it. Skrelly's put out a lot of public statements and recently had a guy come out, 3 guys with masks on, and do like a rap where they're harassing and, being douches to Ghostface Killer.
Okay.
And we get the exclusive Ghostface Killer response to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll be here tonight, so we'll air it for you guys tomorrow. But you will hear it here first on Nug Life Radio.
Awesome.
Yep, that's courtesy of the Moon Rocks guys and Woogoo. Hashtag Woogoo. WUGOO. Woogoo. This is the Nug Life Radio Show. We're going to take a quick break. We're coming right back. We've got a lot more cannabis education and action for you. 15 billion. What was it? How many billion?
5.4 billion.
5.4 billion. And we're still not getting paid. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Our sponsors. Psh, sponsors.
I'm seeing green, packing my ball. I'm starting up this hit here on Nug Life Radio. Don't you know Nug Life Radio?
Nug Life Radio, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community. The only 5-day-a-week syndicated cannabis FM radio broadcast in the country on multiple stations. Making waves, right, Benji?
Yeah, we stand alone.
We stand alone. Medicinal Mike here with Benji Cooper, as always. We are the ones who drew the short straw when they had the big cannabis education pool. Everybody else got to go over to Be Real TV and twerk and have fun with the boobs and
Smoke it up. And
smoke it up. They got to keep it real. We're here. Nug Life Radio, 760-798-3127 at our new time, 6 o'clock p.m. We're sticking with this. This is our time now, 6 p.m. They tried to make us a daytime show, and they learned that other people can smell cannabis. That's what they learned. Very educational.
the other crowd doesn't play well with the cannabis crowd.
No. They don't. Accountants and people with families, and sometimes we tend to have guests. And after the show, we like to do handstands in the parking lot or push-ups, and it just looks weird to the people that are in the place watching us.
They're very anti-handstand.
Right. Any kind of public exercise, wink, wink. Legal marijuana sales in the U.S. hit $5.4 billion in 2015. Benji, how much of that did you get, sir?
How much of that did I...
Of the $5.4 billion.
Did I purchase?
No.
Or did
How much did you throw into that?
Oh, okay. Probably a few hundred.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in deeper. I think I'm one of the points that came up after the 5. That is an incredible amount of money. Now, what is the national deficit? I started the national, we owe.
It's in the trillions.
Is it really?
It's, I want to say around 9 trillion.
That's not that bad. That's what, 10 years a pot?
That's pretty bad.
Well, 5, you got to think, 5 billion. Well, when you're talking in the billions, it's real easy to get to a trillion, right?
That's
like hundreds to thousands.
That's like 1,000 billions.
Right. So we got 5.4 billion. We just need another, a few hundred billion.
990.
We're never getting out of debt. As a country, we're never going to get out of debt. Oh, my God. I just realized that. This is the point where you just cut the check and run. You don't pay it. You run. You go, you know what? Here's the finger. We're America. Don't forget that because we will drop something on you heavy, and then you owe us money, and we'll have to send you food.
And all the nations owe every other nation out there, so we're all indebted to each other. I don't know how this all works out.
Right. It's somebody's making off like a bandit. I know that.
Central banks, probably.
UFC fighter Carlos Vamola sentenced to 1 year in jail for running cannabis farms
in Europe.
How awesome is that, though? First of all, it sucks that he's going to jail for it. But again, I love that the celebrities are coming out and getting into the cannabis scene.
Left and right, it seems.
They're all getting busted. How many more are going to get busted out before someone steps and goes, this is just silly?
Well, there's been plenty so far. Maybe not on the scale of this person, but celebrities get busted with marijuana sometimes.
How much time are they going to give him? 1 year
1
in
year.
jail. So how much marijuana was he growing, first of all? What's the crime he committed?
Well, during a raid, they found about $25,000 worth.
In Europe?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and is he going to jail in Europe?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Okay,
he's gonna be jailed over there because that's where the farms were.
And it's 1 year. That doesn't make sense. So what does he do? 2 months and then he's probation?
I'm not sure how the
In
laws
Europe,
work
who knows?
over there.
They probably put you down into that brick underground dungeon.
It's probably metric system,
Okay.
Okay.
Southwest Cannabis Conference and Expo is coming to Fort Worth, Texas. What's the Southwest Cannabis Conference?
It's 2 days of educational seminars, networking opportunities, product launches, and more.
Oh, is it free?
It costs $100 a day.
What? That is insane. Education is free. Anything they want to teach you is already available on Google. Why would anybody pay $100 to go there?
If you want to be in the Texas industry, I would imagine.
Oh, because it's Texas. That makes more sense right there. So you're buying in.
So this is kind of a new thing. So the information and the education's not there. So,
I will not be at anything in Texas for the first 2 years. First 2 years, even after they say it's legal, because you never know with Texas, man. They'll pull the big net and everybody's caught in one, and they kill everyone on the death penalty in the first 2 weeks. And
they have some stuff on the books now, like they legalized cannabidiol, but I don't think anybody's getting it yet. The whole system isn't in place yet. They did decriminalize, at least to a point, marijuana possession. First-time possession, they knocked down the penalties for that. But at this seminar, there's going to be some people, at least or we know here, Kyle Turley, Ricky Williams.
Oh, Kyle Turley. We love Kyle.
Jim McMahon, they're all going to be speaking there.
Kyle Turley is the NFL player. He played for the Saints. He had some issues, not PTSD, I'm sorry. It was concussions. And brain injury caused from playing football. And he has been using cannabis therapy, and it's completely changed his life around. So he's out there speaking out event to event and letting everybody know, hey, I'm a responsible patient. I'm also a professional athlete who looks like, the front end of a locomotor train. Like he's a big guy. And he's saying that cannabis is safe.
And it's healing your brain. You've got brain injuries from playing football,
It's absolutely true. New York lawmaker calls for synthetic marijuana testing in the NFL, and so do I. Anybody who's smoking spice, they should have a test for it, and if they don't, people are going to keep on dying, and we'll keep doing the news on it.
Remove the testing for marijuana, put the synthetic marijuana in there as in its place.
Right, and we'll have players that live longer.
Got a fix.
This is the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education for the cannabis counterculture community, live on KNSJ 89.1. If you're listening to us and you hear music, you're probably listening to us on NugLifeRadio.com. If you're listening to us and you hear a bunch of commercial breaks that make no sense and might partially be in Spanish, you're listening to us on one of our lovely affiliate FM stations. I want to thank our next guest first for being an awesome person, for contributing to cannabis awareness. And I want to welcome onto the show for the first time Jose and Armando. They're from Los Angeles. They're doing a show called Terp Radio. Can you guys hear me, Jose, Armando?
We can, yes, we can. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic. How are you guys doing today? We just met on Mass Roots, which is this cool, awesome, I like the Facebook for marijuana smokers. So people that are getting kicked off of Facebook, you can go on to Mass Roots and have a good time there. And that's where I met my new friends at Terp Radio. Tell me about Terp Radio, guys.
Well, we started about, I want to say in July, and it's just to get the local word out, for cannabis, healing, and also just to help out the local community. We've had a couple people, let's say, cars on board who aren't really about the cannabis life, but they're about the car community, helping people out. We've had CCHI on, which I think you guys know Jeff Clark. And
we know all of them. We had Trip Boone from CCHI was out riding around with Magic Don Juan the Pimp.
Oh, yeah.
At the Cannabis Cup this weekend.
we do. Reason we picked the platform of the internet is because, of course, on radio we can't curse or say anything bad, but it's really who we are, and you really know that. It's like sitting in the room with us, and we love that point of it.
That golden. Do you guys smoke on the show as well?
All day.
God, I miss that so
Lucky.
much, man. We've been doing this for like 7 years now, and we used to be able to smoke, and it was awesome. But in the last 2 years, when we switched over to FM, they take all that away. They take it all away. Did you guys get to smoke today? They smoke like even like all our like the people around us smoke, and they just breathe it at us. You know, like we're zoo creatures.
Exactly. Hey, all that means is that you got to come down and have a show with us down here. You know.
Oh yeah, and you guys are just close by. If your Terp Radio is broadcasted out of Los Angeles too, so are you guys getting attachment to? I would imagine a lot of the celebrities and the more popular activists that are local around the LA community.
We try to talk to everybody. Like I said, we're still more local right now, but we're on the way. We're on the way, talking to a lot of people. It's more word of mouth, and the people that we meet along the way has been just as worth anything else that we've been doing.
Well, I like it very much. I got a chance to listen to 1 or 2 of the episodes, and much more enjoyable than I expected. But that's because I hate everything. But you guys are actually really seem like you got your stuff together. What did you guys do before this? Where did all the education come from?
All the education came from pretty much experience. This is something that, me and Jose, or me and Awas have had in common for as long as we've known each other. He had the idea to do a podcast, and it's like, you know what, we're two knowledgeable individuals to actually do our homework on a lot of the things that interest us in the community, as well as, how this is helping everybody, how it's coming to light. They don't have this bad stigma anymore, so it's more enjoyable when there's people around you that are knowledgeable as well. Nobody's really afraid to talk about cannabis or marijuana anymore. And,
have you guys located yet? I'm going to recommend to you. It's called Latinos for Cannabis, and they're a really good group, and they're working out of LA too. So I don't know if you've had the chance to talk with them.
I have.
I don't know if I'm just guessing either with Jose and Armando. It could be.
Both of us going back and forth. That's exactly what we do all day.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Right. Yeah. See, and now it's a career choice.
There you go.
We used to just get high and do this at home with the PlayStation. Now we have microphones. So,
Exactly.
what's your favorite episode that you guys have gotten to do so far? Like, what's the best part of doing Terp Radio? I mean, with all the BS and the politics and the crap aside, we all like cannabis. We all like what it does for everybody. But what do you guys like about doing this show with each other?
Probably the people we meet. It's every time we have someone new. Usually when we do a show, we don't really meet them until we're on the show.
I agree. Right, that's a right answer. All right, your second one, you still have your phone a friend option. No, and as long as you have fun doing what you're doing, you'll do it forever, and you'll always have fun doing it. And people don't realize the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life, the hardest job you'll ever do is living your dream.
Exactly.
And I know you guys are feeling it on the first year too, because once you before that snowball goes, it's a lot of work because you have to create yourself, you have to develop your brand and go, okay, hey, we're Terp Radio, and then you have to just rock it and always be good too. You can't curse on your Facebook and call your ex a skank, and because now everything affects the brand.
You got to be cordial.
So where can we hear your show? Where can we find you guys?
iTunes, Google Play. We are on buzzsprout.com also, just search Terp Radio. We're going to be on YouTube very soon. We actually have the channel going up. And hopefully also Spreaker. We want to get on that iHeartRadio channel.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm on that Spreaker now. I think we got 6 followers. We broadcast to 5.2 million. I got 6 followers on Spreaker. I can't build that thing up for nothing.
I think you have to put in a code to unlock something.
Let me tell you something, too, you guys over there, too. If you can send us specifically a clip to the station, there might be a door opportunity for you guys with a different thing. That's all I can tell you here. You send us your thingy, we're going to show you our thingy.
I love that game.
Terp Radio, you can hear them on iTunes, Google Play. They're based out of Los Angeles. And you guys, I want you to give me a call, too, after the show. I have some events for you. We'd love to have you guys come out and cover it. Cannabis-based events and stuff.
We'd love to any event, too.
Well, is there an email where people who are like, man, I love these two, I need to talk to them in real life and ask them questions? Is there somewhere they can contact you?
Yes, there is. It's terpradio@gmail.com. Go ahead and hit us up.
Well, thank you guys very much again. That's Jose and Armando, Terp Radio. Appreciate you guys taking the time with us. And again, I'm going to give you guys a call tomorrow, and we want to work a little more with you.
Sounds perfect. Thank you guys so much.
And you guys have a great day, and keep on chiefing.
We will. We'll enjoy it for you, huh?
Thanks. Blow it at the phone receiver.
I can smell it from here.
Thanks, guys. That's Jose and Armando with Terp Radio. I always get a weird, I was trying to come up with the coolest catchphrase I could, and keep chiefing was all I came up with. Too many bumper stickers that are still flowing around in my head from keep on chiefing. Somebody said Terp's sticker. Up, bro. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. This is the Nug Life Radio Show at 760-798-3127 live on KNSJ 89.1 FM, KSFR, K-Boom, and the only 5-day-a-week syndicated cannabis education show on the radio.
Yeah, nugliferadio.com.
We'll be right back.
I'm seeing green. Back in my bowl. I'm starting up this hit here on Nug Life Radio. Don't you know? Nug Life Radio.
Now, from around the world, around the country, around the corner, around and around and around we go. It's Nug Life Radio, Nug Knows with Benji.
And sitting in with me, I got Beefy and Tunes from Extravaganza.
Beefy.
So what's up?
So, Oregon Senators Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley have joined with Representatives Earl Blumenauer and Suzanne Bonamici to introduce the Marijuana Advertising in Legal States, or MAILS Act, which is aimed at overturning the ban on marijuana advertising by the U.S. Postal Service. The USPS sent out a memo to newspaper offices in legal marijuana states back in December, informing them that the paid ads for marijuana could be a violation of federal law. The MAILS bill would be an amendment to the Controlled Substances Act so that cannabis advertisements would be exempt from restrictions in states with legal marijuana laws. Wyden says that our bill updates the federal approach to marijuana, ending the threat to news publications that choose to accept advertising from legal marijuana businesses in Oregon and other states where voters have freely decided to legalize marijuana.
So you can't advertise marijuana at the post office? What does that mean?
If you are a newspaper, currently they are saying that you cannot print marijuana advertisements in your newspaper because they can't carry them because they are a federal agency.
Without realizing how much money they're actually losing because of the
Right.
Reader and all of these actual cannabis magazines who make their living off that. So that's probably a good thing for the cannabis community to keep separate. When you say, hey, I want everybody to do it, but there's a lot of small businesses that are these magazines, which are High Times, Skunk, Nug, Miss Mary Jane. You know, there's a whole bunch of them out there that
Right.
literally live and breathe off of that advertisement. And as soon as the newspapers, well, first of all, does anybody still read the newspaper? You guys, Extravaganza, have you guys read when's the last time you read a newspaper?
Minute, man.
Right. Nobody.
been a while.
Go ahead, spin it around for you. It's fine. Just jerk
Yeah,
it
it's
in.
been a minute since I read a newspaper.
So this is a mute point, really. Like if this was 25 years ago before there was internet, this would be of interest.
Well, people do still read the newspaper.
Right.
Obviously, this does have some sort of impact. Otherwise, it would be a non-issue.
Old people read the newspaper. That's the only. If you're like 60 and above, you still read the paper because you can't see the buttons on the keyboard.
The internet definitely has taken a toll on print newspaper, but those companies those companies are still working. They're still printing their newspapers in mass. So
Tunes it out. Beefy, if you don't know, Extravaganza throws events everywhere all over the West Coast.
Yes, sir.
You can see them if you haven't. You guys have a really big name, too. I was walking around. They were nice enough to give me a hat because my face was burning.
That's
I was
nothing,
pink.
man.
I was pink, and I
all good,
appreciate you
man.
taking sympathy. I mean, I had done the Cannabis Cup. Benji was with me the day before. He didn't come on the second day, and I did the trek, and I was turning pink.
It was
and
pretty
they saved
warm
me.
that day.
Extravaganza saved me.
Man. I mean, Vader Village did it good. They did it real big. Everybody. Shout outs to all the company.
It was
that
insane,
made
right?
it big, man. It was huge.
It was insane.
Yeah.
What else you got in the news? We'll get more into it. I just wanted to make sure everyone knew who we were talking to. Then we're going to talk to, well, you know how we do it.
Right.
Go ahead, Benji.
Well,
Sorry.
the District of Columbia voted last week to stop a bill that would have permanently banned marijuana consumption outside the home and decided instead move forward with creating a task force to look into the establishment of places in D.C. where adults can legally consume cannabis. Initiative 71 was approved by voters in 2014 and legalized possession of up to 2 ounces for adults, and the council was scheduled to vote on making the bill scheduled to vote on the bill, which would have made the ban permanent. Caitlin Becker of the Drug Policy Alliance says that the council has taken the first step towards a sensible marijuana policy on social consumption in the district, but much more needs to be done. We look forward to working with the task force to develop recommendations establishing regulated places where adults can legally consume marijuana.
This to me is an extreme risk because you create situations where I have to trust that now all of us in here have extreme THC tolerances, CBD, CBN, because we ingest it regularly. Now, when you open up places like this and you say, okay, come on down and get on high down at Bob's Big High Barn or whatever you want to call it, these social clubs, you get these people that come in, they eat 15 brownies, they take 4 dabs, and then they hop in their vehicle, and then they crisscross or pass out on the ground or, I mean, we're professionals, so we forget. We forget, right?
We're responsible.
Right. And
That's all it's about, is just being responsible.
Exactly.
they're going to have a ride share program or something. I'm not going to feel safe with people driving. Now, everybody's driving on high already.
Right. Anybody goes to a High Times Cannabis Cup.
But we don't need to.
Already high.
But tell me, when you leave the Cannabis Cup, you are driving insanely safe. You're like, okay, everybody on this road right now is either driving at 5 miles an hour or they don't know where they're going, and there's a lot of confusion. I like that to be spread out over the city. I like to know, okay, I know 5 people smoking down on that end of town might be driving, but when you take 1,000 of them and put them in the same block, yeah, that's a little ruckus.
Well, safety, just like with anything else.
I'm against everything.
Safety first.
I want to go back to the old days where I used to sell weed at the 7-Eleven.
Oh,
$25 a
no.
gram. I had Grizzies. You know what Grizzy was? 0.725. Rest in peace to the Grizzy. Big shout out.
Forward progress is where it's at.
So, what else you got in the news for us?
Well, the Hawaii Department of Health has posted the list of 66 applications for medical marijuana dispensary licenses, which it will be reviewing, among which is one application from actor Woody Harrelson. Harrelson's been an advocate for cannabis legalization for years and is reported to have a home on the island of Maui and would run the facilities under his Simple Organic Living company name if his application is chosen. Dispensary applicants must have been a resident of Hawaii for at least 5 years, have $1 million in cash, as well as $100,000 for each dispensary location. Other notable applicants include TV producer Dirk Fukushima and video game entrepreneur Hank Rogers, known for discovering the game Tetris. The state is set to grant
Doing all that Tetris money.
Yes. Opening a dispensary.
It's all bricks of
apparently.
weed now in his house. And he's stacking them. They're all perfectly stacked.
So the state is set to grant 8 licenses, each of which allows for 2 production centers and 2 retail dispensaries. Dispensaries are slated to open in July.
Well, that's good. You know, Woody Harrelson, I'm usually against. Like Nick Lachey opens up dispensary, wants to throw millions at it. I was completely against it.
Bandwagons.
Woody Harrelson has been there since day one. And
Oh, yeah, he's a
you
veteran
know,
of that.
too, he doesn't need the money. He's not out there trying to cash in. I'll bet you anything he's going to open this dispensary, and you're going to see, 1, it's probably just a reason for him to get high in public. And 2, he's going to be a lot of giving. I feel like it's going to be a lot of giving there with Woody Harrelson.
That seems like he
you ever watch
seems like that type of
Cheers?
person. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Remember that? Woody was the most lovable character on the show, and that's how come I feel like I can trust that man with everything. Right? I feel like I can trust that man. Woody wants to run the co-op. Oh well, that guy was Kelly.
Go with that Woody Harrelson, not the Natural Born Killers version.
Oh, I forgot about that
Woody Harrelson.
He was influenced.
Well, I big support for Woody
There's
Harrelson.
no cannabis involved in that character, I don't think at all.
No, yeah, I would be disappointed if that was the Woody Harrelson that was running the co-op. Yeah, I want to think it's the kid that did the farming and
Mick and Mallory.
Mick and Mallory. Those were real people. This is the Nug Life Radio Show. Is that the news?
That's the news.
That's the news. And that was your Nug News with your correspondent, Benji Cooper. All your up-to-date news on FM radio. This is the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education. We're going to take a quick break. Andrew, if you're out there, we want to hear from you. He's texting me wondering what time we're on and not.
That's why we haven't heard.
We've changed the show time 3 times in the month. Sorry, but we're on schedule now. 5 days a week, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Woohoo.
Keep on listening. We'll be right back with Extravaganza.
I'm seeing green, packing my ball. I'm starting up this hit here on Nug Life Radio. Don't you know Nug Life Radio?
Hey, this is Spanky Hayes, and you're on the radio right now with Thug Life. Thug Life. I'm high as. Hey, what's happening? You're on the radio right now. The grooving sounds. You're listening to Nug Life Radio.
Welcome back to the Nug Life Radio Show, a higher level of education. The Mormon Church comes out against Utah medical marijuana, and a poll is taken, and no one is surprised. Mormons don't like weed.
It's apparently because it was a bill that had edibles. It dealt with edibles.
And they don't like the edibles?
No.
But they like the plant.
Right. They're okay with using the oils, but for some reason
hits him differently, you know.
All right.
for not edibles because they're
Beefy,
worried
are you
about.
Mormon? You might have a Mormon look.
No, I'm not.
No. If you don't know, Beefy, you got some biceps on you. Is that why they call you Beefy? Are you pro wrestler?
No, I just like to lift.
You're just big. You have no neck, sir. Your neck sits right there on your shoulder muscles.
Yeah, they call me Head and Shoulders too.
Yeah.
How's it going?
That's a big boy.
Big man.
We're here with Extravaganza.
Yes, we're in the house.
Hottest production company?
We're events.
That's a production company.
Yes.
Produce events?
Yes.
Yeah, hottest production company. That sounds way better. What were you going with?
Wherever it sounds good.
Whatever you need produced. They do events, anything you need. You might have like bar mitzvahs, birthdays. You want the coolest bar mitzvah in the world? Call Extravaganza.
We're
We
actually
beat all
gonna
over
do
the
a
place.
Hanukkah, so
That's right.
watch out for Hanukkah.
Yeah, you're gonna see me all over
awesome.
that. The Hanukkah. So they're gonna. And you're Filipino.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
And Beefy, Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican.
So we're on.
Remember, Dab and Donald is
You're token
is
Jew.
Jewish.
Oh, it's okay. We got one of those. We got one of those. We're good. Yeah, check him out too, man. Dab and Donald.
Yes. that's one of our reps right there. He's real cool peoples.
He's and he's a Jew. They're gonna have a Jewish event. It's gonna be all Mexicans and Filipinos and Dab and Donald on that chair that they carry on their shoulders, but it's just gonna be Beefy lifting them with one arm, walking them around like a torch, just to show everyone we got one. We got one.
Liberty style.
Let's take a caller. 760-798-3127. Hey caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Andrew. I'm calling from Fresno, California.
Calling from where?
Fresno, California.
What you doing up there in Fresno, Andrew?
Yeah, I wanted to give a big old shout out to Camo. He came to visit me today. He went to High Times and had a good old time with Chris from Davenport and a bunch of stuff out there we were talking about, and got to get a little session while I'm out here with my kids, you know. So I wanted to call you
You get a
guys.
session with your kid.
No, I got a session with Camo.
While visiting in the area of your child, but not physically while visiting your child.
I'm over here visiting the town of Fresno with
There you
my
go.
child, and and I wanted to call Camo, and we got to hang out and chill.
You should
and
just keep
my
saying
kid
the
was
word
not there.
allegedly over and over.
That's funny.
Rumor has it.
Well, you know, the kids, their fingers are small, and they get the seeds out without breaking up the buds.
Smart.
That's funny.
Andrew, we haven't heard from you in a couple weeks. How you doing, brother? Everything going
I'm
good?
doing good.
We
It's
saw
going
Baby
cool.
Bash.
Just my mom is kind of ill right now, not doing that good, and kind of stressed out. But I wanted to go visit my kids for the Super Bowl weekend, and so that's what I went to go do. And I didn't tell anybody what I was doing, so now you get to hear it first. What I was doing this weekend.
It's a Nug Life exclusive.
Breaking news. Andrew
Yeah.
Nug Life exclusive into caller number 10. That's what we're going to call the made-for-TV movie. Caller number 10.
And I want to tell you, give a shout out to Mikey, Mike, because you put that thing on where you guys are going to be on at 6, and earlier I was kind of busy, so I couldn't listen to you at 2, but
well,
good job, buddy.
I get shouts for showing up to work on time. Tunes gives me an applause. This is what we need the guys out there, the bosses, to hear when I come in. That's what I want. Mike, you're on time. That is fantastic. Yes.
And punctual.
That's
and
right.
punctual.
And I look good. Andrew, thanks for calling the show, brother. We love you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Stay care,
Much
man.
love, guys.
All right. That's
Bye.
Andrew Hutchings. Shout out to Auntie's Edibles, Smoky Hash, and everybody else. I probably cut him off from shouting out. He'll do the longest shout out list. He shouts them all, and they're in alphabetical order. It's really weird. No, they're not alphabetical. So if I go to an extravaganza event, what can I expect?
Well,
extra vag anja.
I like how you broke that down. Well, like I said, we're LA-based events for now. We are expanding. A lot of people asking for an SD edition, so that's what we came here to do. We got
SD is dry. They are dry for events out there.
They wanted to bring something how we've been doing it in LA. So we're trying to bring that to the patients out here. So what do you expect from Extravaganza is tons of giveaways. Just imagine the cannabis cup.
I was just puffing a Caviar Gold.
That caviar. Shout out to Caviar Gold. Great peoples, man. Spilderillo.
You just have it. You're like me. You just got so many brand shirts. You forget what you're doing. You put on. You're like, iBudTender.com.
I have my own logo of shirts, like a billboard shirt.
I've got one of their vape pens.
The Cavi stick.
Yeah, I was getting myself off of not getting off cigarettes. I quit smoking a year ago.
Good for you.
Then I started up this weekend. I don't know if you see me running around this weekend like a little train. I didn't start up. It was just a stressed out weekend. You know, you get the main stage at High Times. You get all nervous and stuff when you get there.
Like
you hope
me right
everything
now?
goes right. And everything's going great.
That's what you keep telling yourself.
Going great. But it was really good because again, my tolerance is high, so vape pens don't do much. You know, I just take a dab. But for me, just having something that's not a cigarette in my hand is fantastic.
That's good. That's good that you find a substitute.
Yeah. So find a Cavi Gold. Cavi Gold also will get you off of cigarettes. How long has Extravaganza been around?
Since August, actually. So
is the vag split in the words? Because you have the Jamaican colors. First of all, sir, have you been to Jamaica?
No, I haven't.
It's a cesspool. It's a cesspool. I just came back. It's the worst place to ever visit in your life. Once you go there, I'm telling you, you'd be taking a rape shower for a month, washing that red, green, and yellow off you. You're just like, they're so poor out there. But that you can't have a good time visiting. They celebrate it on TV like, come to Jamaica, we're going to teach you how to mambo, man. And they are hungry. All they need is food and water and money. And they need it. Like
they only showing the good stuff.
Right.
Seems like
that's exactly what it is.
The sandals commercials.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, where's the guy that's walking up that's teaching me how to dance and the cocktail? It was none of that. It was kids like, I'm hungry, and you pass out money and you call it a day.
They don't show that on the commercial.
No. Or the cocaine that's floating around. Oh, it's insane. You shake the guy's hand, you got a bracelet, and you're like, oh, where did I get the bracelet? And before you get the bracelet off, you got an 8-ball in your pocket. And you're like, listen, man, I don't do this stuff. And he's like, I cannot take it back. I cannot take it back. Give me something. Give me something. Give me something. Yeah, don't say that.
No return policy.
It's okay. So yeah, close enough. So I'm I like your hat because it says Vag.
Thank you.
I didn't notice it. And somebody pointed out and came up to me and said, "What's extra Vag?" And I was like, "What?"
You know what? It's probably the color scheme, but
I like it. It works like that. Leave it
man.
like that.
Well, I changed the color scheme
I didn't know if you
around
were
now. It says
discussing about
ganja
changing
now.
it.
It says the yellow all the way. The ganja says yellow now, so you can read the ganja first, then extravaganza.
No, it's just Anja in yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
new
no,
ones
the
do.
new ones, yeah.
Oh, you took the
I
Vag
think
away.
I think the hat that I gave you was like that.
Because mine
These are
doesn't
the
say
older
Vag
version.
like that, right?
These are like the first round.
No more confusion.
Get the Vag vat.
I'll make an exclusive one for you, my friend.
Right. Allegedly, there's a clitoris in there somewhere, but I hear it's a myth. Can never find
Extremely
it.
hard to find.
We've had a great day on the show. Where can people find out more from Extravaganza? How if they want to contact you? What is it you do for them? Can you throw them an event or bring it to their town?
That's what we're actually trying to attempt on doing. That's why we're making the move to San Diego. But right now, a lot of events in LA. We've been doing a lot of mini fests down there. We already had 3 under our belt, so we're hoping that San Diego will be a fourth W.
Oh, so you're on a roll right now.
Yes,
it's a good
yes,
one of
yes.
them positive snowballs. What do you
Yes,
call them?
and what's cool is that we're attracting a lot of positive people through this movement. So, I'm kind of proud of what's going on right now. It's molding to something really, really positive. You know what I'm saying? Like meeting you.
No, meeting you.
Thank
you see how
man.
crispy and golden brown I am today? Like, you'd look at me and you'd be like, he might be 1/16 Filipino, right? That's because you guys gave me a nice extravaganza hat and it kept that beating sun off of my.
Well, you're welcome, my brother. I'm glad we can provide that
my
for you.
my Colombian gold tan. I'm working there right now, courtesy of extravaganza.
Like Jefferson. Remember Jefferson from
Everything?
Married with Children. Remember, he always liked that perfect tan.
Yes, I do remember Jefferson. You remember Jefferson
Yes,
from Married
I
with Children,
remember
the guy next
Jefferson.
door? We're all old.
Older.
It's been a great show today. Special thanks. Who was on today? We had Turf Radio, Jose and Armando. Big shout out to those guys out there in Los Angeles.
Yes.
Have you met them yet?
You know what? I have to see faces. Really, I'm more of a face guy, but I'm sure I've had.
I'm more of a face guy. Come closer. Let me touch your face. Check them out. Turf Radio's doing some cannabis awareness on a podcast out there in Los Angeles. And they're kicking butt. They're great guys. And that's Jose and Armando out there. And big shout outs to Extravaganza. And
Yes.
where can they find you? At Extravaganza. And that's
at
XTRA, Vag, and then Anja.
Yes. With the underscore in Instagram.
Big green heavy Vag right in the middle.
All of those great things. Vag, ganja,
Yeah,
it's
just
all
find
good.
us at Extravaganza.
Is that a new hat? Because there's a little hair on your vag.
You know what? I hope so.
See how he wiped his fingers all over the vag?
From Ghostface Killer just signed my hat. So
did he?
Yes, big ups to him,
awesome.
man. He's an awesome dude.
Speaking of Ghostface, listen tomorrow where you hear Ghostface Killer's actual reply to Mark Scarelli out here. He's the most hated man in America. Mark Scarelli is the guy who took the AIDS medicine and raised the price of it.
Yeah.
Scumbag. And he's got Wu-Tang stuff. So we're going to talk to Wu-Tang.
Yeah, he's got their album.
Tomorrow.
Right, yeah,
That's right.
wow.
Don't take none of Wu-Tangs. Don't even step on their sneakers. You're going to take their album? That's on. Bill Murray's going to lay a cap in that ass. We're going to be right back tomorrow for more Nug Life Radio, the only cannabis education show on 5 days a week, 24 hours a day, just not in a row. We're actually just on the 1 hour, but it's a compacted 24 if you listen to it over and over and over.
Yes, it's little miniature synthetic versions of us talking to you.
Yes. we just turn the lights off and sit here until tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Nug Life. Check out Extravaganza. XTRAVAGANJA. Extravaganza.
Underscore and Instagram. And also watch out for us in San Diego. We'll be here April 16th, pre-420 event.
Pre-game, bring your 215 rec because it's probably important and needed.
Yes.
Yes, it is needed. Or you can watch a great show from the outside.
Right.
That too. However you can enjoy it.
Thank you, everybody. We're going to be back tomorrow with more. And we've got Extravaganza in today. And a shout out to Terp Radio. Much love. Check me out at HempCon 420 weekend. And a whole bunch of other places. Google something and you'll see where. Love yous.
I'm seeing green. I see you breathe.